Hey YouTube, it's Olympus Reptiles. We're going to continue updating you on our clutches. So I thought I got an adult snake this time because this adult snake is begging you to click like, subscribe, and go look at our Patreon so you can see more of her. See, we're trying to do that. But no, she's actually out for a different, oh, I didn't mean to scare you, little girl. I'm sorry. For a different reason. So this is talking about a process that's gone very long term for us. This is a snake we bred and produced back in the day, and it is a fire yellow belly, 100% het for Axanthic. So we can show you her belly here. Not super flamed, but you can see it on the belly. You can see the repeating pattern. It's definitely there. Really nice girl. And she had her first clutch this year. That she did. So we wanted to share that clutch with you, show it off to you, whoop, and let you guys have a look at what all we produced with it. So I'll put you back. Now, the dad was also an in-house produced animal. It was a super pastel Axanthic. So let's go ahead and start pulling babies and showing them to you. Now, could we be wrong on some of these? Yes, because I'll be honest, guys, I haven't worked with fire a ton. These are still pretty new, so we kind of labeled them, assuming the least, not the most. So we labeled this one as a little pastel, 100% het Axanthic. Now that's way nicer than the last pastel I showed you. This is 56 grams. These are pretty new. They've only had a chance to eat one meal. So they are pretty young. It's going to be a while before they're ready. They've all had their first shed though, and their first chance to eat. Most of them have eaten, including this one. I will let you know if I find one that hasn't. So it would have been just the last few days. And we usually let their first meal stay in there with them for several days. It's not something that can chew on them. We're not putting anything that can attack them or hurt them, but sometimes having that extra time gives them the confidence to eat the little bitty prey item that is in there. Now, could this one have an extra gene in it? It does not appear to have yellow belly. Looking at the belly, right? So we can kind of rule that out. So if that nice color gets brighter, then that'll tell me that fire is in fact in there. However, I wasn't seeing a whole lot of flaming, nor a crazy washed out head. So we're assuming this to be just a pastel. But a really nice one at that with a het Axanthic. Get on in there, buddy. Now this is the same thing, but you'll see the color on this, I don't think is quite as light. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's better to show you for comparison than it is to not. So as you can see, that's another one. This has definitely got pastel in it. Everything will have pastel, but you can see there is a difference in the color. Nothing too crazy. So we'll have to keep an eye on this. This may end up proving to actually be a little Firefly. You can really see it in the sides, how much more light in color this one is. So it could be, this is also, I'm not seeing, whoop, didn't mean to touch you in the nose. I know you don't like that. Any yellow belly really in there. So that is definitely, this one I'm sure of as being just a pastel, but you know, it's a nice pastel as well and 100% het Axanthic. This is either exceptional or it's got something else hiding in there. We'll have to give it some time. Put both of these ones up. You go here. You go here. Now, this was the one that proves the Axanthic het out, although we already knew it. I mean, we produced it using the visual Axanthic. But here we have what we believe to be a pastel yellow belly Axanthic male. So visual Axanthic, visual pastel obviously, visual yellow belly, which should make its color stay pretty nice. You can see a lot of the little bit of flaming there. Nothing like what we would expect to see with maybe the fire. Don't choke yourself out, buddy. I want to show off your belly. And as we showed you those other pastels, the belly, here you can really see that pattern coming in there all the way through there. That's leading us to believe the yellow belly being in there, trying to repeat itself and be checkered. But really nice visual SK line right there. So we're getting that black and white look, kind of like an Oreo cookie for a snake. Really beautiful. Put this guy back. Now this is a very similar snake, and all of these have eaten too, which is really nice. But minus the second copy of Axanthic. So this is a pastel yellow belly het Axanthic. And again, I'll flip it over so you can see the belly in there. Really clear on that one, what's going on. No doubt. I mean, you can just really kind of see it in there. If we're going to do that, it'll make this really easy for me. There you are. So pretty confident on that one, right? And it also makes that color a little nicer, a little brighter. The yellow belly helps clean that up, and as it ages, it's going to look nice. When you run into the fire, it improves as it ages. So that's what we're going to hope for on the other one. But really, really cool. Let me put this one up. One more to show you. One more. And this one's over here. Also just had its first meal. And man, oh man, we think this hit everything. So we're pretty sure we're looking at a pastel fire yellow belly Axanthic female. Obviously I took it out of my special rack over there, so I tell you all these things will be available on Patreon. Well, this one's not. This one's staying with me. Sorry y'all. But let's look at the belly. And you can really see the yellow belly pattern all through there. I mean, we still have an umbilical cord hole healing up. That's how young these guys are. It did eat its first meal. Woohoo! And now, how can we tell the difference on this one versus the other ones? Well, let's take a look really quick if we can. One, you're going to see the flaming is going to come up much, much higher all through on the snake in certain places. And again, our fire we're using is not a very heavily flamed fire. So I'm not expecting a ton of flaming. You'll also see the blushing coming out more through. It's just kind of there. The head stamp is lighter. It's nicer. It travels back into the neck like that. So you just, I mean, you can just kind of see it. That's the best way. It almost bands more. You can see it coming all the way up the back. I'm wanting to do that in several places, almost all the way around there. Here again, and again. So that's where we're seeing that and believe that to be in there. So if we're right, and again, if we're wrong, it won't matter much because we'll figure that out as it ages. It's going to hold these colors really, really well and even improve a little bit with age. If I were to get the other one out and compare it to, you would notice there's less noise on here in the white, less speckling, which is also an indication because fire is going to clean that up a lot. I know, little one, I know. So this was what we were really chasing. I mean, the yellow belly is a bonus. We were looking for fire pastel Axanthic. That's what I really wanted. So getting the yellow belly just added to it. The fact that it was a female and this was a heavy male clutch. Yeah, awesome. Could not ask for more. So that is the last one I got to show you. Kurt, any questions about this?
No.
So what do you think about these? Since you're usually not as big of a fan of Axanthic as I am.
I'm curious to see how they look when they get some age on them.
They're going to look amazing. They're going to look amazing. And there's so many projects we can do with these. Kurt is not as into this gene as I am. Obviously, it's my favorite gene, so it got me rolling in this whole hobby and business. But he feels a little differently. All right, guys, thanks for watching. That's all I got. We're going to slide over to Patreon and tell you exactly why, although it's pretty obvious I kept this, but not only that, what this means for in the future and where our Axanthic projects are going. It's probably the furthest developed project I have, but we're not anywhere near the end of the road. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.